Everyone thought tonight would be an ordinary championship match until a stranger walked into the arena. Nobody knew his name.
The champion had faced hundreds of fighters before, but this was different. She wasn't angry. She wasn't confident. She looked scared.
Westerners. The words were barely spoken when another fighter stepped into the arena. The champion finally understood what was happening. This wasn't— They had him surrounded. 2 against 1. The champion raised his hand and made the challenge clear, but the stranger didn't back away. He smiled. The bell finally rang. 2 fighters charged at him from opposite sides. The entire arena expected the stranger to panic. 2 opponents attacked at the same time, but the stranger saw it coming. With one simple move, he made them crash into each other. The champion threw his strongest punch, and the stranger stopped it with one hand. For the first time tonight, the champion looked terrified. He thought the stranger was distracted, but he was already watching him. The attack missed completely. Now both fighters finally understood. For the first time, the stranger was trapped. The champion finally had control, or so everyone thought. Then the stranger looked toward the entrance.
Then the lights flickered, and someone appeared in the shadows. The stranger lost his calm expression. He knew that man.
The stranger knew him, and now everyone could see it. The man in the shadows pointed directly at him. But what?
The man in the shadows gave him one warning, then turned and walked away. The stranger tried to follow, but the champion stopped him.
The stranger finally understood the plan. While he was distracted, the trap had closed around him.
They thought they had him trapped, but the stranger moved faster than either of them expected. One opponent was down, the other was charging, and
He had been holding back this entire time. The second fighter attacked with everything he had, and the stranger barely moved. Now the champion suddenly stopped the fight. Then he showed the stranger something he never expected to see. An old photograph. That photograph revealed a secret from years ago. The stranger wasn't just connected to this place. What does this mean? The champion turned the photograph over and revealed a symbol the stranger had never forgotten. Then the giant screen came. Years ago, this was where the stranger learned everything he knew. The man beside him wasn't just his trainer, he was the only person who knew the truth. The pendant had one final secret. Hidden inside was a message from his old mentor. The stranger read the message wasn't the only secret. A second recording suddenly appeared, and the stranger's mentor pointed directly at the champion's face. The champion finally confessed. He had known the stranger's mentor for years, but the mentor disappeared after trying to expose a secret. The champion revealed one final detail. His mentor disappeared beneath this very arena.
He found it! Hidden beneath the ring was a passage nobody in the crowd knew existed. The champion begged him.
They stepped into the darkness beneath the arena. Then the stranger saw the symbol again, carved into the wall. But before they followed the sound until they reached a door marked with the same symbol. Then it opened by itself. Inside, someone was sitting in a chair. The chair turned around, and the stranger saw the face he thought he would never see again. His mentor was alive. He was alive, but he hadn't disappeared by choice. The mentor looked at the champion and pointed toward a locked cabinet. The pendant opened the cabinet. Inside was evidence hidden for years. Photographs, documents, and one sealed envelope. The envelope revealed a photograph from his childhood. But there was one problem. The champion was standing beside him. Why were you there that day? The first photograph wasn't the biggest secret. There was another one, showing his father beside the mentor and the champion. His father had discovered something hidden inside the organization, something powerful people wanted buried forever. He was preparing to expose it. The stranger finally stood face to face with the man who knew his father. He demanded the truth, but that sound came from behind a hidden door. Inside was a secret control room, filled with cameras. Someone had been watching the stranger before he even entered the arena. Dozens of screens were tracking his every move. Then one screen revealed the person behind it all. Suddenly, every screen went black. One final monitor came alive, and a 60-second countdown appeared. The champion panicked. The countdown was dropping fast. Then they heard footsteps coming closer. A message appeared.
They ran through the hidden staircase, but the footsteps followed. Then the stranger saw who was chasing them.
They reached 2 doors, but only one could lead them out. The mentor chose the wrong one. The stranger noticed the symbol on the other door. It was glowing. Others. The symbol opened a hidden exit. They had only seconds to escape, but before the door closed, the stranger saw the man chasing. They escaped, but they had walked straight into another secret room. The walls were covered with his past. Then of Minois. The blueprint revealed one final location, directly beneath the arena. That was where the truth had been hidden. Prints. They went deeper than anyone had ever dared to go. At the bottom stood a door hidden for years. An archive containing decades of secrets. But one case stood at the center. The champion warned him. That case was never supposed to be opened. He opened the case and found something that changed everything. His father's name was written.
If you're watching this, it means I never know one thing.
His father had finally revealed the name behind everything, but before the truth could be explained, the recording stopped. The footsteps stopped, right outside the door. Then it opened. The man behind everything had finally arrived. He finally saw the man behind the secret, and the truth was even worse than he imagined. The man had been controlling everything from the beginning.